Hello, viewers. Welcome to another episode of Football Unfiltered. Today, we are happy to bring to you the Week 23 features of the EPL. So, before we go into the features, we have our favorite guy here in the studio, Blaze.
I was thinking you're about to forget that
I
we are doing this
cannot,
thing together.
I can't forget you.
It's good to be in the studio. Yeah, it's
Yes,
good to
I
be
know the viewers must have missed you. We
back.
have missed you so much. So, how was that fun for you?
Beautiful competition. There's a reason why we like African football.
Of course.
Yeah, it's true that at the end of the day, Nigeria did not eventually win, but it's
Yeah.
still good that a West African country, Senegal, won.
One.
We like the drama that comes with the AFCON. We like the competition, not
That's
just the
why- that's why
drama,
it's
the scale.
AFCON.
That's why it's AFCON. So it's good. It's ended now.
Yes.
We wait again. Maybe next year, next 2 years, we are back to watching the
Another
AFCON that we like.
AFCON,
Yeah,
exactly. So quickly, let's look at the features of the week, and we'll be starting with West Ham Sunderland game. So what do you have to say about this
You know,
game?
when the season started, we were looking at this Sunderland team and we were saying, what do they have for us in the
Thank
Premier
you.
League?
Thank
And they
you.
came into the Premier League and they've been really wonderful. Imagine they've drawn Arsenal, they've drawn. Did they? Yes, they drew Arsenal.
Yes, they drew
They
Arsenal.
drew Spurs.
Exactly.
They drew City. They won Chelsea. And they're not just doing it. There's a kind of draw or winning that you call a fluke.
Exactly.
It's not a fluke because when you watch them play, these guys know what they are doing.
Of course.
Of course, when we saw what they were doing in the transfer market before the season started, we were like, what are these new boys doing? They're buying everybody in the market, and we didn't know that they had a plan.
Exactly.
So for me, Sunderland has really started really well this season when compared to a West Ham that have really struggled.
Yes, and they've
this
been
season.
in
And
the
they've
league.
been in the Premier League. They've been in the Premier League. I don't know why they're struggling this season. In fact, this month, January, they've not won any match. I don't know
haven't.
why
They
they are
haven't.
struggling. For me, looking at the two teams and their form, I will go for a Sunderland easy win,
Easy win.
2-0 win for me.
Okay, we will see how that will play out. So quickly, let's look at the next game that will be played, and it's going to be the game between Burnley and Spurs.
Burnley as a team has really started. They started slow,
Of
but
course.
then at the point they are like, we are still in this competition because we saw them. It was just last week that they drew to Liverpool, and then
exactly.
just recently they also drew to Manchester United.
Of course.
And you're like, is it this small boys?
Is it this Burnley?
and we know a Spurs team is really an inconsistent team. Today,
Very
Spurs they are playing well. Tomorrow they are not playing well. Today they are winning in the Champions League and they come to the Premier League
They will lose.
and they will lose. Even with what they're doing with the new manager and all the dramas with the new manager and all that, they've not been able to gain stability. But because Burnley is a team that is just coming from, that is still struggling with in the league, and Spurs is a team I would say that has been in the league. I will just go for a draw.
Yes, coupled with the fact that they will be entering this game with the victory momentum because they won the Champions League.
Yes,
they'll be entering with this victory momentum.
I will go with the draw. I will go with the draw, right? Because this Burnley people, they're not because they are Burnley and maybe because they are like 19th on the table. People usually overlook them, but when you play Burnley, especially these teams that are in the relegation zone, they are hard not to crack because they're not. It's not like they're coming out to play; they just want to defend. All right, and it's not as if Spurs they are a very fantastic team. It is a fantastic team. You say, oh, no matter how they defend, somehow they will crack this team. But I'm even looking at it as maybe a 1-1, maybe a 0-0 draw. But at the end of the day, Burnley are a side that concede. Spurs too, they concede. But let's see. But I'll go for a draw.
Okay, so quickly, let's look at the next game that will be played, and it's going to be the game between Fulham and Brighton. So what do you have to say about those games?
I was thinking as a person that Fulham would really have struggled, especially during the period when
the three wise men was out.
I thought they would struggle, but funny enough, they didn't. I don't think they lost any match. I know they would have drawn a match or two, but I don't think they lost any
No,
match.
they didn't
They
lose.
didn't lose any match, and they've not struggled. Even like that, that shows that they really have a good squad there.
Of
Because
course.
I know that Iwobi is one of their best
And Bassi
midfielder.
too, one of the rocks
Bassi
at
is
that
not
back.
one of. Bassi is their
Main
best,
rock at the back.
their best centre back, and
Yes.
Chukwueze, before he went to AFCON, surprisingly was in form. But and there are three of them are now back, and possibilities that they will either start or play
Is there.
will be there. And Brighton, on the other hand, has not really, for me this season, they're 12th on the table. They're 12th on the league table. They have not really impressed me this season. Brighton is a team that every season they compete, right? They're always at somewhere around the top 8, top 10. But this season, I feel that they've really struggled. I don't know if it's because of the coach. I don't know what's the reason why they've really struggled. For me, 12th position is not looking good for a Brighton team that I call them a competitive side compared to, I always, when I talk about Brighton, I bring in things like Aston Villa. That's the way I rate them. This season, they've really struggled. They're 12th position. So I feel that for me, I think with the momentum of these three wise men, like they call them, coming back, and the kind of form, the kind of form that Fulham is in at the moment, I'll go for a Fulham win.
Okay, so quickly let's look at the next game that we played, and it's going to be the game between Everton and Leeds United. So what are we expecting from those games?
I think Everton won their last match against Aston Villa. That was a very surprising win and impressive win for me. When I was watching the match, I like, even when the new coach got to Everton, I spoke about that this guy knows what he's doing. This guy has been in the Premier League. He knows what he's doing, coupled with the fact that they brought in new players. And with the way they played Aston Villa the next match, I know that Leeds play beautiful football. They play beautiful football. They're a competitive side. What I will tell you is that the Leeds know how to score goals. They will eventually score goals in this match. Game. But with that momentum that Everton went and they beat Aston Villa, that is number 3 on the league table. And I know football is very dicey, and you see a team beating
the top team
today, tomorrow they will not draw or lose. But I feel that with that momentum of we beat Aston Villa, we can beat Leeds. I'll go for an Everton win. I will go. The only thing I will add is that there will be goals in the game. Yes.
Okay, quickly, let's look at the next game that we played, and it's going to be the game between Manchester City and Wolves. It would have been fair to say Man City will win, but they've been inconsistent.
Even before we started the shoot, we were talking about what is going on in Man City. With the transfer window and everything, you would have said, "Oh, this is a team that they've really brought in squad depth,
and they are supposed to be competing for the league."
For the league, and we saw they went and they lost embarrassingly, because I watched that match. There's nothing against Man United, and they really, like, Man U really dominated that match. It's like Pep was outcoached. Harry clearly really outcoached Pep, right? And he lost that match. He went to the Champions League, Pep, that was yesterday or the day before yesterday, and lost embarrassing. It was so embarrassing that the players now had to refund the fans. Imagine losing to a club that has never lost to an England team in the Champions League. Imagine that kind of lose. Because when with what was happening in the market, I was thinking, oh, these guys are really going all out in the market because they want to compete with the league. It's just 6 points Arsenal is stopping them with. So it's possible that they can still top the league. But because it is Wolves, and because of the way Wolves are played this season, they are still bottom of the league. I feel that Man City
to win them.
Yeah, Man City should, because this is the only opportunity for them to tell sorry to their fans for the 2 times that they have embarrassed.
Or better to tell them we are still in the title race.
Exactly. Coupled with the fact that Arsenal is going to play a Man U, that it's possible that they draw points. So this is a lower team. It's better for them to use this opportunity and grab that 3 points.
Exactly. Let's look at the next game that will be played, and it's going to be the game between Bournemouth and Liverpool. What are we expecting from this game?
You can't really tell what is going on with Liverpool this season. You can't even tell what is going on. Okay, they actually fought on the league table. because but you still can't really tell what is going on with Liverpool because this is their fourth on the table, but
The point, yes, exactly.
they drew to Burnley. Why are you drawing to Burnley? Do you get that with all your squad and all that? With all the squad in your team, why are you drawing to Burnley? And you know they are going to be playing a Bournemouth side that
It's
it's true
just
that
tough, yeah.
Bournemouth is 15th on the league table at the moment, but a Bournemouth side is a
You
stubborn
can't
side.
write them off.
You get
You can't write them off.
the stubborn side is not a team you can really write off, especially when they are playing at home.
Yeah.
Right? It's not as if Liverpool now are playing at Anfield. They are going to Bournemouth's house. I feel it's going to be a tough game for Liverpool, and I cannot outrightly say it's a Liverpool win.
Yeah.
With what Liverpool they are doing this season. On paper, looking at the two teams and looking at the two sides, the players that they have,
Yeah.
you can just say it's a, but you can't comfortably say that for a Liverpool side this season. In fact, I will even make a bold call and say that Bournemouth will win. I'll make that bold call. I'll make that bold call. I don't think that they've been. I still think that they are still struggling to take a stand. I don't think
get
that
their balance. They've not gotten their balance.
I don't think they've gotten their balance yet.
Yeah.
I don't even. I know that they won the last Champions League match, right? I'm not really sure.
Liverpool.
I'm not really sure. They won their last Champions League match. So I even though I don't still think
it was only Man City that lost. Yeah.
They lost. So yeah, true. In England. So I feel that even with the win in the Champions League, I still feel that they're not balanced. And I feel that a disciplined side like Bournemouth can eventually win them.
Okay, so we'll see how that will play out. So viewers, in case you're just joining the show and you are yet to subscribe to our channel, kindly click on the subscribe button, and also don't forget to click on the notification button so you get notified of our subsequent videos that will be coming to you to this channel. Stay tuned. Okay, let's look at the next game that will be played, and it's going to be the game between Brentford and Nottingham Forest.
That's going to be a dicey game.
Yeah.
First of all, for Brentford, they've really impressed me this season. You know, when they lost Mbomo and Luisa, I was thinking, and they lost their coach too. Their coach is in Spurs now. I was thinking that the whole team will collapse. But what Brentford is teaching us this season is that it's not just about the players, it's about the system.
Exactly.
I think they have a management system that is really working out for them, that as players are going out, they are bringing in players that will fit the profile. Exactly. As a coach is leaving, they're bringing in a coach that is fitting, like the coach has worked for them, the players that Brunton has worked for them. I think Brentford were the ones that played Chelsea the last match, even though that Chelsea eventually won, but it was a very difficult win. But I think they hit the bar once, and Sanchez was the hero of that match. Now, Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, their new coach came in and all that, and he has not hit the ground running. All right, I when he came in, everybody knew that this coach is a haram guy. He's a guy that just wants to sit back and defend. But with what Brentford has done this season, I will go for a Brentford win. But what I would say, it might be a narrow win.
No, that 1-0.
Oh yes,
or 2-1.
Or 2-1, something like that. But I will eventually go for Brentford.
Okay, so we'll see how that will play out. So quickly, let's look at the next game that will be played, and it's going to be the game between Chelsea, a game between Crystal Palace and Chelsea.
you know, online they said Chelsea sacked their coach and
brought in a lecturer.
so let's see what the lecturer has for us for this game.
Yes.
Crystal Palace has not been all that this season. Coupled with the fact that even in this January transfer window, it's as if that they are selling all. You know what it means to sell your captain, right? I saw another meme online that said that what's the name is Sa is coming back from AFCON, and he's going to be coming back to an empty room of all the players that have already left the club.
Yeah.
So for me, with what is going on in Crystal Palace at the moment, it's not like I'm not yet convinced with the Chelsea coach, but with what is going on.
You've seen so far with him.
So far, he has not lost any game, except that Arsenal game in the FA Cup and it was still a narrow loss, 3-2 loss. So with so far what I've seen him done, plus what is going on in Crystal Palace, I'll go for Chelsea win. I'll go for Chelsea win.
I kind of agree with you. So quickly, let's look at the next game that will be played, and it's going to be the game between Aston Newcastle and Aston Villa.
Big match, big match. I'll tell you, it's one of the biggest
We
match
should look out for it,
of the
exactly.
weekend. Big match. But Aston Villa lost their last match against Everton, and don't overlook them. They're still on the title race.
Of course,
How many points? Just 7 points is what Arsenal is leading them with
leading
at
with
the moment.
yes,
So
yes.
if you're talking about teams that are on the title race,
We
you
still
should talk
call
about
them
Aston
Aston
Villa,
Villa.
because Premier League is a very surprising league that one underdog team
Can
can
wake
wake
up
up and surprise
anytime,
you.
and we still have
All
lots
right,
of games to
to
still
play,
play
yes,
to conclude
it's still an
for the
open league.
season. Yeah,
If Arsenal loses too much, it's back
is
to
the I'm
square
telling
one.
you.
And
Yeah,
so I feel that if a team like that in the title race that has lost their last match, they want to give in all their best, everything,
everything.
to be able to win the next match. So because of this reason, and because of the fact that Newcastle are still, they're eighth on the league table, it's not as if they have been very fantastic in the Champions League. They won 3-1 in their last Champions League out. Well, I don't think they've been very fantastic in the league. It's not as if they've been too good
Yeah,
in the league. So with these facts in play, I think I will go with an Aston Villa leaving, because they lost their last match and they wouldn't want to
to
go
lose
for a
another one.
back-to-back lose.
All right.
Coupled with the fact that okay, it's Newcastle at home.
Okay, so let's look at the biggest game of the week. I think this should be the biggest
Yeah,
game
it
of the
should be.
week,
Yes, yes.
and is the game between Arsenal and Manchester United. I think Arsenal fans right now they're already shaking.
You know, a team, the Manchester United team we saw last week in
Yes,
Man City,
yes. Against
against
Man
Man
City,
City,
yes.
is not a normal
No, it's not the
Manchester
normal man
United.
we know.
It's like Carrick knows what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
So immediately they brought in Carrick. You have been saying it that the major problem Manchester United had was their coach.
Yes.
All right, I was even explaining before the studio time that this team has a good squad depth.
Yeah.
Right, they have Bomo that was one of the highest goal scorers last season. They have a Kunha that is good, one of also the highest goal scorers at Wolves last season. They have Ahmad. We saw what Ahmad was able to do at the AFCON. Right, they have the one of the best creative midfielders in the league in Bruno Fernandes. So this squad is not the problem. All right, the problem is just the management. And this new guy Carrick is a guy that he just wants to sit back and counter, and he has road runners. I call them road runners. These guys just need to be in the midfield distributing the pass, and these guys are running
with
all right. So we saw how it worked against Man City. This thing worked. Like Pep was outcoached at the point he did not know what to do.
Exactly.
He was outcoached. So I feel that it's going to be a very, very difficult match for Arsenal. I know Arsenal are the league winners now and all that, but Arsenal, I'm not supposed to be saying it, are one of the best
They are
teams.
currently the best team.
Currently the best team
in EPL.
In just not just the EPL,
even in
the Champions League,
yes.
they are currently top of the table. But
yes.
I feel this match is going to be very difficult for them. It's going to be very difficult for them. And for this game, I'll be predicting a draw. Why? Do you know why I'm predicting a draw? Is that Arsenal is a team that is going to be that is very difficult to score against. And on the other hand, as Man U has grown to be able to have a disciplined defense with what Carrick is doing. So I feel it's going to be that kind of match that will end on a 0-0 level.
Okay.
For me.
So definitely we'll see how that will play out. Maybe by next week we'll come back to the studio. We believe we'll have.
I don't know what is happening to him, but I can't wait to sit down and laugh at him last week. Eventually,
you know, he's already feeling like the winner of the league.
of the
league. So hopefully, in our next show, Emmanuel is going to be here with us. So, and hopefully he's going to be seated with us with a smile. That's if Arsenal will end up winning Manchester United. And this is where we'll be coming to the end of the show. Please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. And don't forget to click on the notification button so you get notified about subsequent videos that will be coming to you through this channel. See you in our next episode.